What the fuck is socialism? A rant by Ben Seattle, May 5th, 2020. We need to either have an honest conversation about what the word socialism means, or use another damn word to describe the goal of our movement. With the growing social and economic crisis in the wake of the coronavirus, many thousands, maybe millions, are taking an interest in something called socialism as an alternative to our present-day reality, in which our politicians, institutions, most of our media, and society itself is ruled by capital. But what exactly does this word socialism mean anyway? Many trends on the left use the word socialism to describe an alternative to capitalism, although a closer look at the alternatives they offer usually reveals a picture of a kinder and gentler form of capitalism to be achieved by gradually reforming existing institutions and keeping actions within the limits of what is respectable and acceptable to our ruling class. Other trends on the left use the word socialism to describe a single-party state in which a single organization suppresses independent political organizations and the independent political life of the working class. The word socialism was first used in a modern context around 200 years ago, in the aftermath of the French Revolution. Since then, it has been used in many different ways. For example, a recent YouTube video describing socialism in Vietnam defined it as a society which continuously emphasizes the physical and spiritual life of the people. Yeah, sure. However, as struggle intensifies and millions are pulled into political motion, the stakes will rise, and the need for clear ideas will become stronger. The working class needs an accurate and reliable understanding of the path forward that goes beyond these kinds of empty, feel-good phrases. Marx and Lenin did the most to put the word socialism on a solid theoretical footing, as a period in which society is ruled by the working class, as it makes the transition from a class-divided society based on an economic and political system that grows out of commodity production, money, wage labor, and the rule of capital, to a classless society which is not based on commodity production, and which will bring peace, abundance, and genuine community to everyone who breathes by unleashing vast productive ability. The key to understanding the views of Marx and Lenin on this transition period is that this period is based on the rule of society by the working class. This is the most essential thing about it. The history of the 20th century has left a lot of confusion in its wake. The Russian and Chinese revolutions achieved brilliant successes, but also collapsed into class-divided societies based on exploitation and the rule of capital. These societies were, from their birth, attacked from outside by the capitalist world and forced to rely on repressive emergency measures essentially equivalent to martial law. These emergency measures eventually became institutionalized as a new exploiting class was generated by commodity production and took over everything and turned Marxism-Leninism and Mao Zedong thought into state religions. These societies are probably best described by the phrase state capitalism. They advertise themselves as scientific socialism, but in many ways were closer to scientific feudalism. At no point has humanity witnessed a stable modern society ruled by the working class. This is what has never existed, and this is what is needed. And because what we need has never existed, and is very different from what we have now, we need clear, solid, and reliable ideas. And this requires that we roll up our sleeves and shovel the bullshit out of our path. The need for clear ideas may seem unimportant to many activists. A big part of the reason for this is that clear ideas are hard to find in the movement. Many groups will say anything to justify their status as puppets of the status quo. Many groups will say anything to recruit to their cult. Many activists are just confused. And many will suck up any available illusion because there is little else available. The word socialism, which in Lenin's time was used to describe the highest aspirations of humankind, is today used without restraint by charlatan snake oil salesmen, reformist social democrats, sectarian cargo cults, and confused dreamers. We need to either stop using the word socialism entirely or restore the solid theoretical foundation it had a century ago when Lenin was alive. Doing the former would probably be simpler and easier. The struggle for clear ideas is not less important than other struggles. Many struggles today, as the coronavirus and the economic crises intensify, will become a matter of life and death for increasing numbers of people. But to struggle for clear ideas is also a matter of life and death, and we need to take it seriously.